Hello, my name is Mohammed, and I'm submitting my video practical exam for the black belt program. For number one, for the demonstrating the revival techniques, what I've done is I've added in the video that I did that demonstrates the lung, heart, and the head revival techniques that I had submitted for my grading with KYUSHO International. This is the certificate that I received for level 1, which is revival techniques. So hopefully this will be acceptable as well for you. I was using a paper that basically just has the categories I was using to explain each point and each technique in regards to the activation and EMS. Wasn't cheap notes, just keeping my train of thought focused, because I will go on to one point and then I'll say, where am I? So this is just to help me keep my train of thought in a focused direction. So that's it. I'll be submitting everything, and hopefully everything is a go. Thank you very much. Okay, my name is Muhammad Ali from Malaysia. I'm a bronze subscription member, and basically going for my black belt in KYUSHO JITSU. The first level that I'm testing for today is for the revival level. I have my UK here. Okay, nice to meet you. Okay, the first revival technique that I'll be demonstrating is the lung revival. We'll be using the large intestine. Maybe I'll just change direction here. Use this arm. So I'll be using the large intestine 10 point. So if we demonstrate the reaction to the point. Okay, and then relaxing the nerves and giving control. How do you feel? Okay, so the next, that is the lung revival technique. The next technique I would like to demonstrate is revival for a knockout for the head. So if my UK can lie down, please. So our UK now is knocked out. He's unconscious, and basically from the initial assessment, I've assessed from the strike to the head has caused him to be knocked out. So the first thing I will do is block the energy flow. We will close the legs. Next one will be the arms, and then we will raise him up. I'll use my knee as support to give support to his back, and basically use my left hand to give support for his chin, for his neck. We'll be striking this position here. And then how do you feel? Feel better? And throw some of the energy. Give a little massage. Do 3 times. Okay, how are you feeling? Okay, so I'll just go to this side here, easier for the video. Now, if the UK is still suffering from any headaches, or a little dizziness, we can remove or drain some of the energy from his head by massaging down. Okay, we start with small finger. Throw the energy. Okay, and the last one will be the thumb. So now we've drained the energy. If the UK is still suffering from effect from its head, we can also drain some more energy. Okay, how do you feel, sir? Okay, so our UK is now fully revived from the knockout position. So the next one we're going to demonstrate is the heart revival. So if my UK can lie down again. So we've assessed the situation. The UK has been knocked out due to a pressure point on one of the heart meridian. So we will do the same technique again, closing off the energy from his legs. And then lifting him up, giving support. Now basically we will be locating bladder point 15. To do so, we find the shoulder meridian. I can just use the shoulder back to find the lower bottom of the lower shoulder. Okay, so you can put that back. Then we go over towards the center spine, where the bladder meridian is located, and then from here we go up 2 tunes, and this will be bladder point 15. So from this point, we want to strike this point with the lower palm from our hand. We want to strike it in an angle 45 degrees going up. Very important also that we strike the right side and not the left side of the body. Left side is too close to the heart, and we can actually be doing more damage than repairing the situation or recovering our UK. So from the position, bladder point number 15, we will strike in an upward position. Okay, how do you feel? Okay, so basically that is the revival technique. If the UK is not responsive to the first, let's say, electrical jolt, we can repeat the situation until we get a response. Okay, so that's my video. Again, my name is Muhammad Ali. I'm from Malaysia, and this video is testing for the first level, which is called revival. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so this is going to be for question number 2. Demonstrate 2 upper extremity points, okay, with EPS. The first point that I'm going to be demonstrating is pericardium 2. This point is fire element. The pericardium meridian, okay, is an inside meridian, so that means the polarity would be yin. And the point location, okay, if we just roll up the sleeve here, we take 2 fingers down from the top of the shoulder. Okay, 2 fingers down. The location is right here. Now this point is a strike point, basically striking in. Okay, we can get that type of reaction. Now, the active time for pericardium is 1900 hours to 2100 hours. The stance that we'll be using, because it's a fire element, we'll be using a fire stance. We're going to be using a neutral bow. Okay, basically facing forward with the feet at a 45-degree angle. Now, the weapon that I'm going to be using, the action for fire is a slapping motion, I'm actually going to be using a back fist for this technique. The self-defense technique will be from a hook punch. So he'll be coming into me with a hook punch. I'm going to be blocking, okay, over here, and then striking into his pericardium too. Now, the motion will be soft for the block and striking hard for the what do you call it? For the pericardium too. Now, the alarm point for pericardium is conception vessel 17, which is located right here, or okay, on chip, located right here. Now, this motion can go very quickly. So when he's coming in, let's say coming in very fast, may not have time to tap CV17 and then strike the pericardium. So we're not going to use the alarm point this time. We're just going to basically be coming in and attacking straight away. Okay? The cycle of destruction that we're following, pericardium is fire, so water quenches fire. Now, to add a little bit of water into our fighting, I'm going to be lifting my leg. Okay, as I'm in my neutral bow, I'm going to lift the back heel of my foot to take kidney 1 off the ground and add water into my striking. Okay, so if we just do a small demo before, so he'll come in, I'll block, lift my leg, strike his pericardium too. Okay, so just go back a bit more, and then do. Okay, and we get that reaction. Okay. Alright, okay, so that concludes the demonstration for pericardium 2. Thank you very much. Okay, the next point that I'll be demonstrating is triple warmer 17. Okay, triple warmer is a fire element. The meridian is a fire meridian. The polarity would be a yang polarity on the outside of the body. The point location, basically from the bottom of the earlobe, okay, is just underneath, okay, right here. This point, we can press in and through, or in a 45 towards his nose, okay, going inside. Now, the active time would be 2100 hours, or 2100 hours to 2300 hours, okay. The stance that we're going to be using, because this is a fire element, we're going to be using a fire stance. We're going to be using the neutral bow. Okay. With the neutral bow, the action for striking is going to be a slapping motion. I'm going to be using actually knuckles. Okay, as if we're slapping with the knuckles. I'm going to be using a single knuckle to get into the point and pressing in from there. Now the self-defense technique, we're going to be doing it from a grappling. Okay, as he's grabbing me, his hands is also into my kidney 27, so it's going to be adding water to this technique. We will be grappling here, and then to add some more water, I'm going to raise my foot. Okay, I'm in my neutral bow, I'm going to raise the back heel of my foot, okay, to get some more water. And as I press in, I will do a takedown. Okay, the action, he will. There's not really any softness in this action for the tempo. It's just going to be a straight, hard press in and take down. Cycle of destruction that we're going to be following is, because this is triple warmer, it's a fire meridian, water quenches fire, so hence the reason for adding the extra water. Okay? So we're grappling, he's got my kidney 27 adding water, I'm here, and we go. Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. Okay, so that concludes the demonstration for this point. Thank you. Okay, so We're moving on to question 3, which is demonstrate 2 arm points with activation and with EPS. Now, the first arm point that I'm going to be demonstrating is large intestine 14. Large intestine is a metal element. Large intestine is located on the outside of the body, so it makes it young polarity, young. And the point location, okay, at the deltoid muscle, it's basically at the bottom of the deltoid muscle, okay, from the V forming here. This is a rub point, okay. How we activate it is by rubbing in and down, okay, and we get a reaction. Now, the active time is 0500 hours to 0700 hours. The stance that we're going to be using, because it's a metal, is a cat stance. The back leg would be in a 45. The front would be forward with the back heel lifted up. Okay. The action for metal will be vibrating. It's a vibrating action. So the weapon I'm going to be using is my backhand, back of my arm. I'm going to be vibrating it into his arm. As I press down, I'm going to flip the back of my wrist to make her a bit tighter. Okay? Self-defense technique that we're going to be using is a same-side parry. Excuse me, the UK will come in. I will parry his arm down, tapping into his triple warmer 5. Okay? And then as I attack his large intestine 14. Now, we're going to use an alarm point for this one. The alarm point for the large intestine meridian is stomach 25, which is right here. So basically, as he comes in for the parry, just go back to more. When he comes in with the parry, okay, I will parry down, okay, press into his stomach 25, and then attack the large intestine 14. Okay, the cycle of destruction that we're utilizing here is this is a metal element. We'll be attacking with fire. Fire melts metal. I've got fire at the back of my hand. Okay, so ready? Okay, so he comes in with the parry. Okay, all right. So, okay. So that concludes the point demonstration for this one. Thank you. Red dot. Okay, so the next point we're going to go into is triple warmer 12. I have a new UK here. The point, just turn it around here. Triple warmer is a fire element located at the back of the arm, so this makes it a young polarity. The point location from the shoulder to the elbow is halfway in between. This point, to activate it, would be strike point. Okay, we would strike into the point. The active time would be 2100 hours to 2300 hours. Stance that we're going to be using, okay, because it's a fire element, we're going to be using the neutral bow, okay, the neutral bow stance. The action that I'm going to be using will be a knife, okay, it's got fire on this side here as well. I'll be using my knife hand into it, okay. The action related to fire, okay, is slapping. So actually, I'll be slapping into his triple warmer 12. Okay, the self-defense technique. We're going to do this technique from a cross-hand wrist grab. You'll be grabbing my hand. I'm gonna use a Z-lock technique. Okay, as I come up, I'm going to be going in to his, from my fire to his fire, but I'm going to be latching on to his lung meridian on this side. Okay, so it'll give me some metal for this. And then the alarm point for triple warmer is CV5, okay, conception vessel 5. So I'm going to actually tap into this point as I pull him down and then apply the strike. Okay, so the tempo that we're going to be using will actually be, the first initial will be hard, okay, will be a hard, okay, lock, okay. okay? And then soft, and then hard again, okay? From the cycle of destruction, we're dealing with a fire element, okay? So water quenches fire. We need to get a little water, so I'm gonna raise my foot again, okay? To add water to the technique, okay? Ready? So he's gonna come in from a grab. Okay, we'll just do a demonstration again. So from here, I lock, I tap, okay, and then I apply. All right? Okay. All right? Okay. Okay. Let's try to hold it in pain. All right. So that concludes the demonstration for this point. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, moving along, go to question number 4. Okay, I'm going to be demonstrating 2 lower extremity points with EPS. The first point I'm going to be demonstrating is along the stomach meridian, which is an earth element. The point will be stomach 6. Okay, stomach is also a yang polarity. The point location is located at the back of the jawbone, right here. And basically, we would strike in and towards the up and in towards the other quadrant. So if we press in, we can get that reaction. Now, the active time for stomach is 0700 hours to 0900 hours. The stance we're going to be using is a horse stance. Okay. The action for earth elements is penetrating action. So the weapon I'm going to select is going to be using a palm peel. Okay, we're going to be actually using the back of the palm, striking into the stomach 6, coming back out. The self-defense technique is going to be from the same side parry. Let me just go back a bit. So he's going to come in from the parry. I'm going to tap into his triple warmer 5 as I parry down, and I step out to the outside, going into my horse stance. So from initially, I'll be in a normal standing position. He comes to the parry, then I'll go to my horse stance, and then go for the strike. Now the alarm point for stomach meridian is CV12, which is located here. I'm going to try to add in the alarm point for this technique. So I'm going to be tapping the CV12 before I strike into stomach 6. Okay? So basically, from the push, it'll be a soft, hard strike. Okay, according to cycle of destruction, because we're dealing with an earth element, wood penetrates the earth. We need to get some wood into our strike. So I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to combine my fingers together with my index and my thumb to give me some wood. So how that's going to work is as he parries, I'm gonna connect my fingers together. Okay? And then as this is connected, I'm gonna tap into his CV12 and then strike. Okay? So let's give it a go. We'll just do a run first. Tap, strike. Okay? Ready? Okay. Okay. Alright? Hurts. Okay. Alright, he's still amongst the living. Alright, so that concludes the demonstration for stomach 6. Thank you very much. Okay, moving along. The next point that I'm going to demonstrate is liver 13. Liver 13 is the alarm point for the spleen meridian. Also a little bit of extra. It's one of the 36 points of the Bubishi. And the element for liver is wood. Excuse me. Wood. Okay, sorry. Getting distraction in the background here. Anyway, just keep rolling. Element is wood. The polarity, because liver starts from liver 14 here going down. On the inside, it's a yin polarity. The point location we take his elbow, just going in, we have it right here. The activation for it is basically striking in and up towards the opposite side of the body. Now, according to George Dillman, he said this is a kill point. If you strike very hard, can break the rib and damage the internal organ and cause internal bleeding. So we will not find out today, okay, which is a good thing. So I won't strike this point very hard, all right? But we do the demonstration. I'll just do it to get a little bit of activation, and that's it. Now, the action for wood, okay, is a chopping motion, okay, chopping wood. The weapon that I'm going to be using is actually my backhand. So from here, I will be going in. Okay. Another option I can do is use elbow. Okay, but for the technique, we'll do the backhand. Okay. The self-defense will be from push. It's going to come in. From the push, I will brush off, and I'm going to lock into his arm, particularly into the lung meridian, giving me some metal chops wood, okay, as per the cycle of destruction. So once I get here, I will be in my horse stance, and then I will strike into his liver 13. Okay, so the tempo that we're going to be using, so just go back a bit more. Okay, tempo that we'll be using, this will be soft and hard. Okay, for the sake of this technique, we won't use the alarm point, so we'll go ahead with the demonstration. So he's going to be coming in from the push, and be standing just in a normal stance, and okay. One thing I added is actually I'll be cheating a little bit and combining the elements together by putting my fingers together to add a little bit of extra metal into the technique. So I've got here and then inside. Okay, so let's do it again. Ready? Okay, all right. Okay. So that concludes the demonstration for number 13. Thank you very much. Okay, moving along. Now question number 5. We can demonstrate 2 leg points, okay, with activation and with EPS. So the first point I've selected actually is spleen 11. Spleen 11 located on the spleen meridian. Spleen is an earth element. Spleen is located on the inside of the leg, so it makes it yin. The point location, okay, we have spleen 12 here, spleen 10, it's halfway in between. This point, to activate it, is a strike point. We can strike in and out, maybe just stand on both legs like that, yeah. Strike in, okay, and then another one we can do is strike in 45 to the back, and we get that reaction. Okay, the active time for the spleen meridian, okay, 0900 hours to 1100 hours. Stance we're going to be using would be horse stance because it's earth element, with toes straight. The weapon I'm going to use actually is my toe. Okay, the action is a penetrating action, but I'm going to use my toe. The self-defense technique we're going to be used from wrist grab. He's going to come in, he's going to grab my wrist. I'm going to be standing in my horse stance here. I'm going to be applying a Z-lock technique, and then, okay, latching on to his large intestine and his hard points on this side. Okay, and then from here, I will strike into his spleen 11, going towards the back. Now, liver 13 is actually the alarm point for the spleen meridian. So when he latches on, he grabs my wrist. Okay, I apply the lock. Okay, for the tempo, This is going to be a hard lock, okay? And we're going to tap into the liver 13, soft, and then the kick will be a hard kick, okay? This is based on the cycle of destruction. The element we're attacking is earth, okay? So we want to use wood. Wood penetrates the earth. Now, to add some extra wood, okay, into this, I'm gonna use a little cheating method here and get some wood by pressing my thumb and my index finger together. So when he does the grab, okay, I will do the lock, okay, presses liver 13, and as I'm pressing, put my fingers together and then kick his spleen 11. Okay? So it sounds good? Okay, let's just do a run through. So grab, lock, touch, kick. Alright? Okay. Oh. Okay, let's do a retake here. No need to pause. We'll continue. Okay. Just now I kicked before touching his liver 13, so I should reverse that. Okay, so he's going to grab, lock, again. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, these are tough guys here. Alright, so that concludes the demonstration for this point. Thank you. Oh, okay. Just to show that there's no notes, nothing written. This is just my basic guides to keep my brain in the flow. Okay, thank you. Okay, moving along, the next point I want to demonstrate will be gallbladder 31. Gallbladder 31 on the gallbladder meridian. Gallbladder is a wood element located on the outside, so makes it yang polarity. To find gallbladder 31, if we just take the tip of his fingers, okay, when his hand's just relaxed, it's basically right here. Okay, at this point, to activate it, we would basically strike in and through. Okay, so we can just go in like that. Okay, it's a strike point. Okay, now. The active time for this is 2300 hours to 0100 hours. The stance that we're going to be using, okay, because it's a wood element, we're going to be using horse stance with their toes out. Okay. The weapon I'm going to be using is my knee, and self-defense technique that we're going to be using is going to be from a cross-hand parry. So he's going to come in, I'm going to latch onto his large intestine here, getting a little bit of metal here, okay, and as I parry him out, I will go into the knee. Now, a couple of extra things, the alarm point for the gallbladder meridian is gallbladder 24, okay, which is actually just located just below liver 14. So, we're going to tap into his gallbladder 24, and then go in for the knee. Now, I said this is a wood element, okay? So we want to add a little bit of extra metal chopped wood. So how am I going to add a little bit of metal? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to combine my fingers together. So when he comes in for the parry, okay, I'm in my horseshoe stance. Okay, toes out. He's coming in. I'm going to parry. As I do the parry, I'm going to lock my fingers together. Okay, and then tap into the gallbladder 24, and then knee to the gallbladder 31. Now, this will be a soft, hard technique, okay, using tempo. Now, the cycle of destruction, I think I said it just now, metal chops wood, okay, so we'll give it a try. Just go back to the one. Okay, so he's going to go from parry, okay, I'm in my horse stance, parry, tap, strike, okay, Ready? Sorry, again. Okay, alright. Okay, so that concludes the demonstration for this point. Thank you very much. Okay, this is for question number 6, demonstrating one kata application with KYUSHO. Now, my root art is ninjutsu. I've been training it since 1997, on and off, but last 3 years more on. I've completed my black belt now in ninjutsu, first dan, and so the kata I'm selecting is actually the first kata in ninjutsu called Ichimanji no kata. Now, Ichimanji, from my UK, she does a forward punch. So the first part of the technique is actually getting out of the way, okay, in a 45-degree stance, and then doing a block. Now, firstly, come down a bit more. So, from the 45, okay, if we go back to our HPPT, we know about the 4 o'clock and the 8 o'clock position. So we go at 45. So we know that it has benefit that the person has to shift their focus to us. So we give that extra edge. Now, something I was thinking about actually is maybe there's more to that 45. Okay? For example, she's going, go back some more, let me go for the punch. So, we know the pressure points, we strike at 45-degree angles. So actually by us going into 45, we're actually preparing our body to strike for the pressure point. Okay? So that's one thing. Now the second thing is the actual kata is done like this. So we block, and then we go in and we strike into the neck, okay, into this point right here, which we know, of course, is large intestine 18. Now, if we go again, okay, now from here, there's many things we can actually do. We've actually been trained to hit the wrist, okay, hit the wrist, and then we go in and we strike into large intestine 18. Now, we use the shuto. Okay, and for Japanese, this art, we use the shuto to strike. Now, the shuto basically is like a blunt weapon. I think a lot of things has been lost from the ancient ninjas to the current century ninjas. For example, one thing we were taught is from here, we do a twist motion, like a backward C flip to the hand, okay? But what I was actually thinking, since learning KYUSHO, since applying KYUSHO now, that what if this was actually a two-way strike originally? Okay, it was originally meant to be a two-way strike, but somehow through the times, okay, starting to get some pain here, maybe somehow through the times, got lost through centuries, the two-way original strike became just a one-way strike, okay? So that's the first thing. So the point that we're striking here for the block is pericardium 6. Now this one we know, of course, we strike in towards the hand. That's one. We also have the other targets here. We've got heart 3. We've got heart 2. Okay? We can even strike into pericardium 2. Okay? We can even go back. Okay? Come back again. We can even go down. Okay? Into her large intestine. Okay? That's another option. So now that I have knowledge of KYUSHO, I know where I'm actually striking. And but the thing that I mentioned actually very, very important, that I think even my she hands I think don't even understand or don't realize this point, that from the punch it was meant to be a two-way strike here, not like this. This is, for me, I believe now that's wrong. It's incorrect. Should have been a two-way striking action. We could even twist. Okay? She's black belt. Okay? Okay, I didn't want to do it, but I could have gone into her heart 3 with a two-way strike as well too. So the first part of the kata is basically getting back, stepping back in 45. And my thinking is now we block, we apply the two-way strike, okay? Apply the two-way strike. Now the second thing we want to do is step in and do the shuto. Now the shuto is basically, she's wearing a head covering. I use chip, good old chip here. Okay, the large intestine 18 would be striking into this point. Okay, but what the people, my instructors, my senseis, what they didn't realize is that two-way action. So it's not a blunt object. We use the bone part of the knife hand. So we can strike in with a two-way angle strike. So when our UK comes in, we do the block, and then we can use two-way action for the strike. So that's the whole kata. Now adding into the element of KYUSHO. Okay. All right. Okay. So this short little demonstration is of, there's 8 katas, but this is the first kata called Ichimanji no kata, based on my understanding of KYUSHO and based on my knowledge that I've achieved. I've been able to interpret from what I know. Okay, thank you very much.
Big Fly, have you done my homework?
Biff, I thought of handing it to you tomorrow because...
Hello, Big Fly, are you there? Hello? I need time to rewrite it. I can't submit my homework with your writing. I'll get expelled. Would you want me to get expelled? Would you want me to get expelled?
No, I'm not. Of
Biff,
course not.
I think it's time for you to leave now.
Who's gonna make me?
I said I think it's time for you to leave now. Why don't we go see what a beautiful day it is outside?
Okay.
Is that a good idea?
Yes, yes.
And that is how it's done. Okay, as for question number 7, demonstrating a self-defense technique with KYUSHO. Now, just now the video that you saw, okay, is Biff. Okay, we demonstrated the come along technique. Now, just some explanation to that technique. So Biff was reaching to me with his finger. I grabbed his finger and wrapped my hands around him. Okay, and I twisted his hand and applied pressure on his fingers. You can see his toes going up. Now, to add a little bit more KYUSHO to this technique, we already have pain here on the fingers, but we got MUE 28 here, and then on the other side I have large intestine 10. I'm actually going to press into his large intestine and MUE 28, and he's not liking it at all. So I've got him connected to my spleen. It's very close to my body. Don't forget to tap out. Okay, and so I also have his hand twisted straight, the fingers back, and if I add a little bit more on the KYUSHO side, he doesn't like it at all. Okay, so that concludes that demonstration. Thank you very much. Okay, now we're going to demonstrate, this is for question 8, demonstrate one joint lock with KYUSHO. So we're going to use the center lock. My UK is going to grab my shirt. Center lock, okay, the technique, okay, we rotate first plane, second plane. I'm going to go towards this other quadrant. Okay, I'm going to add a third plane. Actually, right now he can counter this by lifting his elbow, and then he gets out of the lock. Okay, come closer. Lift your elbow. So he's out. Okay, there's no pain, right? So now he's got the grab. Okay, I go first plane, second plane. Now I'm going to go to the third plane, which is to the elbow. Now lift your elbow. Hurts? Okay, so now I'm going to add some KYUSHO into it. Okay, so we're going to go first plane. Okay, right. First plane. Maybe can you come around here? Let's see where I'm grabbing here. I'm going to be grabbing into his heart on the bottom here, and then also on this side, I'm grabbing into his large intestine, 4. Okay, so as I pull him off of my shirt, okay, I go to the other quadrant. Now I'm going to lock over here, okay, and then I'm going to press on his lung 5, and I'm going to go with him. We can go up and down all day long. Okay, if I don't go down with him, you can see his tapping out already. Okay, try to lift your elbow. Oh, wait, I have to release the grip. Okay, so we go here, here, here. Go up with your elbow. Cannot. Okay, so we've got the lock here on the heart meridian, giving some fire. We've got some metal, adding some more metal, and we can actually have some more fun. I can go into his spleen and then just bring him right down to the ground. Okay? And that demonstrates the joint lock technique with KYUSHO. Thank you. Okay? All right. Okay. Welcome to my backyard. We're going to do number 9, which is optional, knockout. Attempt to do a knockout. This, if successful, will be my first knockout. If not successful, then try again. Right? Got some pants at the back there. Okay, now just to give you the breakdown, the first thing what I want to do in my mind, I want to create the intent, the visualization of the knockout, of my UK falling to the ground. So I will create that in my mind to create the energy. I have 2 guys at the back here that are standby to catch our UK. Once he goes to the ground, then we can apply head revival. So the technique, he will be grabbing my shirt. I'll be putting my hand on his lung meridian here, okay, and then I'll be using a fire stance, neutral stance. I'm going to be attacking his lung 1, so tap into lung 1 first, then tap into his gallbladder 24, okay, and then so lung 1, gallbladder 24, and then I will strike up and in and up on his stomach 5 point. Okay, so make sure your teeth locked.
Really not that good.
Okay, hands up. Yeah, you okay? Coming to? What happened? Can you come down here?
Oh, my brains.
What happened when I struck you?
I don't know. I lost my head.
Did you black out? Did you see stars?
Yeah.
Show stars.
just went blank.
Just went blank. Okay. All right.
You sit down, bro.
Any questions, guys?
You really went knocked out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go get it.
If not successful, then try.
It's like,
Got some pants at the back there. Okay. just to give you the breakdown, the first thing what I want to do in my mind, I want to create the intent, the visualization of the knockout, of my UK falling to the ground. So I would create that in my mind to create the energy. I have two guys at the back here that are standby to catch our UK. Once he goes to the ground, then we can apply head revival. So the technique, he will be grabbing my shirt. I'll be putting my hand on his lung meridian here, okay? And then I'll be using a fire stance, neutral stance. I'm going to be attacking his lung 1. So tap into lung 1 first, then tap into his gallbladder 24. Okay, and then so lung 1, gallbladder 24, and then I will strike up and in and up on his stomach 5 point. Okay, so make sure your teeth locked. What happened? Can you come down here?
Oh, my brains.
What happened when I struck you?
I don't know why. I lost my head.
Did you black out? Did you see stars?
Yeah.
Show stars.
Just went blank.
Just went blank. Okay. All right. You sit down. Any questions, guys?
You really went knocked out?
Okay.
I'll go get his water.
Okay, I'd just like to give a special thanks to the UKs involved in my videotaping. From my far right, I have Amir, I have Noel, I have Mira, I have Rishi, and I have Herbert, the knockout guy. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. You went through a little bit of pain to help me out for my examination. And I just want to say thank you very much, and I appreciate it for helping me out today. Thank you. Okay, and one last special thanks and mention to Chip. This is my pressure points dummy. I've got all the points that I've learned so far, the meridians, and also got Chip Jr. So thank you very much, and enjoy the bloopers. Training bloopers that we did.
Okay. Start?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Let me just get this.
Take this shot.
It's on time lapse.
Ready?
This thing, right? Can you take the
Let's
full
move the table down a bit. Okay. Very much that you were the jump.
Thank you, sir.
Gosh.
Okay, that's all. Okay. Perfect, please.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, actually I want to do it again. I want to hit you harder. Okay, and then I made the mistake with the stomach 25 and the CV. So, ready? Start again. So stomach 25, stomach 25, stomach 25. Okay.
Hold up. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. 3, 2.
Okay. Hopefully that's the last time. Okay, next.